Hi everyone. Long time no speak, long time no see. First of all, I just want to say thank you so much for anyone who has left any comments saying miss me and stuff. Thank you so much for reaching out. First of all, I'm absolutely fine. I'm absolutely fine. Thank you. But I never meant to take a break. I think I just got a bit burnt out, to be honest with you. And I'm not gonna lie, I'm gonna be really, really, really honest with you. Summer is just very triggering for me in terms of, missing out, activities, things like that. It was just a little bit triggering to be online during the summer months. So I just wanted to take a step back. I didn't plan on taking a step back. I just didn't want to upload anymore. I was in a bit of a bad slump as well, and I just stopped reading, and I just wanted to spend a bit of time with my family and my friends, to be honest, and just try and have a bit of a summer. Yeah. I don't know, I might do a little update video, but yeah, just for now I'm absolutely fine. I have a few books to talk about, the books that I've been reading the past few months, which I haven't mentioned on here. I hope you guys are well, and like I said, thank you so much for reaching out, and just anyone who's commented saying where are you? I'm absolutely fine. Health wise, I'm fine, absolutely fine, so nothing to worry about at all. Yeah, I'll try and keep this short and sweet, which me doesn't really happen with me, as I tend to waffle on a lot, but it is what it is. Yeah, I think the last time I filmed, it was summer, height of summer, and now we're in October, so I'm not really happy about that. I mean, I do like October and September because it always reminds me, the new academic year and things like that, but haven't had a new academic year in a very long time. It's just kind of depressing, and the clocks are going forward or backwards, I can't remember, and the days are just getting shorter, and the sad days are coming. If anyone deals with sad, you know how I feel, but I'm trying to not think like that. But yeah, anyways, I am digressing as usual. I've got 8 books to talk about. This is all throughout the summer up until last month, I believe. So yeah, let's go. I might be a little rusty as I haven't filmed in such a long time, but yeah, bear with me. So the first book I've got to talk about is Breasts and Eggs by Mieko Kawakami. I can't even remember when I read this. You know what, let me check my Goodreads quick. So I read this back in July, so quite a while ago now. So initially I thought this was a beautifully written book, female focused, poignant, thought-provoking. I initially thought that, yeah, I'd definitely recommend this for all women. This is set in Japan and explores the experience of women, fertility, motherhood, intimacy, birth, giving birth, and all the complications around that, patriarchy, adoption as well, and donor conception. So many amazing topics, loads of topics which I haven't really read about. So it was really interesting to just get a bit more insight. Obviously this is a fictional book, but yeah, just to get a bit more insight into these. So it's set in 2 halves. So the first half is Breasts, and we meet the main character Natsuko. She's a 30-year-old writer, and we also meet her sister Makiko, who's a single mother, and she wants a boob job, and then her daughter Midoriko. So you kind of get to explore their family dynamic, and how it's kind of nice because you get to see 3 different women. They're going through their own kind of situations, their own problems. And then the second half is Eggs, which takes place 10 years later, and Natsuko's life has changed. She's an established author now, and I think it's 8 years later, just seen on the blurb. Yes, she's a successful writer, and she's contemplating starting a family. Yeah, we kind of get to see her navigate that and its obstacles, and we get to hear from a lot of people in her life about that, if they agree with it or if they don't agree with it. As you kind of know, I'm very much child-free, on the fence, pretty much gearing up to child free. So this is a really good book if you are child free, on the fence, or not even that, if you are even considering children. This is a really, really, really good book to read, I would say. It just kind of gives you a bit more perspective on the options and what people think as well. And I mean, it doesn't really matter what anyone else thinks. It's your decision and what you want to do. Yeah, I just thought this was really interesting, especially as I'm at the age now where I think people kind of expect me, because I'm 30 and I'm married, I think a lot of people expect me to be thinking about children, and it's kind of annoying having these conversations, but I think I think a lot of people know I'm firm in my I'm just having fun right now. I'm having fun. I'm prioritizing me and, you know, obviously my partner, but I'm prioritizing myself, and I'm just want to have fun. I just want to live life, and I'm not even thinking about children. So yeah, so this is a really, really, really good book. I gave it 4 stars. The only reason why I gave it 4 and not 5 was because the chapters were too damn long. Like, I think one chapter was like 100 pages. Come on now, like, you don't need to be that long. So yeah, anyway. It's really, really good. I highly recommend it. So, and I'll also want to read some other books from Mieko Kawakami. I think Heaven was recommended to me, and another one is All the Lovers in the Night. So they are on my TBR to read next time. So yeah, really excited. This is a really good book, and I think actually might be a reread as well. There's some lovely lines in here as well to go back to. So yeah, good start. Tea break. So the next book I loved so much. This is my first 5-star read in months. It got me out of the slump. So this is For Such a Time as This by Shani Akila. I recently discovered Shani Akila. She is quite well known in the book world. I think she's quite well known on Bookstagram and stuff, but I never heard of her. Yeah, I was kindly sent this copy from the publisher, and I'm so glad I did. Thoroughly enjoyed this book. I felt seen in this book so bad. This really provided me with so much comfort, and it was very reminiscent to like Girl, Woman, Other by Bernardine Evaristo, which is a absolute firm fave of mine. This, I'd say, is like the baby sister version of that book. So yeah, if you really love that book, you would love this one. Oh yeah, I recently discovered as well, I think Shani Akila was mentored by Bernardine Evaristo, so I can definitely see that kind of influence there. So this is a collection of short stories, but they are interconnected, which I absolutely love. I'm not a huge short story book person, but I can get on board with them when they are interconnected and they all kind of join up at the end. I love that so much. So yeah, this is one of these, and it's set in London and the Caribbean, and it follows a group of friends, how they navigate work and love, grief, dating, heartbreak, illness as well. There's some chronic illness rep in here, which is really amazing. I thought this was a great portrayal of Black British millennials living in London. I think Akila did a great job encapsulating like our culture and just the feeling. This was just absolute pure vibes. I just loved it. It was wholesome, it was a heartwarming read. A few tears were shed as well. But yeah, I'll definitely be keeping an eye on Shani Akila, and what she comes out with next I will definitely be buying, because I really thoroughly love this book. I would highly recommend it. It was just, I had a good time, and it was a short book as well. Yeah, I loved it. I had such a good time reading this. This is definitely going to be a reread for sure. Moving on to another 5-star read. This is Tomorrow, Tomorrow and Tomorrow. I briefly went over this, I think, in my last video. So yeah, this is by Gabrielle Zevin. This, I know she's had a few little, she might be seen a little bit controversial and problematic, but I'm not discussing that. I'm discussing the book purely. I did this with a buddy read with Deb, which was great. It was so good. I love doing buddy reads with her. This was fantastic. This is definitely going to be my book of the year, I think. We're in October now, so I don't know anything's going to top this. This was one of a kind. I absolutely loved it. I didn't want it to end, and I'm so excited that they're going to be making it into a film. I don't know if they're currently filming it now, but I definitely saw them making it into a film. So, I love this so much. Obviously, I'd seen so many people hyping this book, and I don't really like to, dive into the hypes too much. I tend to shy away from books which are entirely hyped, but I understand it, and the hype is definitely correct. This was a fantastic book. The writing was stunning. I don't usually underline my books. I like to keep them nice and neat and tidy, but this, oh my god, there were so many lines I had to underline, especially from the main character Sam. He is dealing with like illness and injury. Oh gosh, just some things he said. I don't know, actually I don't know if I can't say that on YouTube. Let me see if there's something which I don't really want to say too much. Okay, there's this line here, I'm blind. It says, sometimes I'd be in so much pain. The only thing that kept me from wanting to die was the fact that I could leave my body and be in a body that worked perfectly for a while. Better than perfectly, actually, with a set of problems that were not my own. This is what I'm talking about, because this, if you're chronically ill or you'll deal with pain or whatever, for context, he was talking about games, why he loves games so much. I think this is why I love games, and because I just get to be, and books as well, they're so like interconnected, but I just get to be with somebody else, or not somebody else, but my problems don't exist when I'm in a book or I'm in a game. I can just focus on that character, I can focus on that arc and that story. And yeah, there's so many lines like this in this book. But just if you're dealing with like sickness or pain, like, you might love the character Sam and the portrayal of that. So yeah, anyways, if you don't know what this book is about, this follows Sam and Sadie from, I think it goes over, I can't remember, it's over so many years it's set over. So we follow them from when they're kids, when they meet in hospital and they bond over their love of Super Mario and games, and we kind of watch them build their big gaming empire. Sadie becomes an gaming engineer, and they create games together, and oh my gosh, it's just so good. It's so good. I loved all of the characters. Admittedly, they had some flaws, which I love a flawed character anyway. I love the characters. I love Marks. Oh my gosh, love him. It was just phenomenal. It was just so good, and ties into my love of games. Some of the games in here I definitely want to play. Yeah, basically, this is just about friendship, found family, coming of age, true love, intimacy, heartbreak, grief. Like I said, the illness rep. It was so good. It was so good. I know, yeah, I was speaking to Deb about this, and apparently the author is like kind of under fire because one of the games has been plagiarized, which is not cool. Don't agree with that. It's really disappointing. Apart from that, loved it. Love this book so much. 5 stars, of course. Next up, we have I Who Have Never Known Men. Apologies, it's really dusty, and it's one of those covers where the material, like dust, just sticks to it. So so we have I Who Have Never Known Men by Jacqueline Hartman. I know this has kind of got a bit of a resurgence lately. I definitely jumped onto the bandwagon because I've never heard of this author before. This originally came out, gosh, really early, like 1940s, I want to say. I'm not actually entirely sure. But yeah, it's a very old book. I'll give you a backstory what it's about. So this is a dystopian sci-fi novel where we discover 40 women are trapped in a cage, bunker style cage, held captive underground. And our main unnamed protagonist is a child. She's the only child amongst the women, and we don't know why. And we follow her perspective over the years. This was really, really fascinating, very eerie, very disturbing. This is a good book about survival, self-discovery, just like women, just being a woman, female friendship as well. And it's just incredibly thought-provoking. I thought that it really made me question my morals as well, which I love a book that does that. The second half was pretty jaw-dropping as well. It was just so... when I closed the book and finished it, I was just sat there looking up at the ceiling, staring at the walls into space, because I was just like, what the F have I just read? It was, amazing. I thought this would have been 5 stars, but I did drop it to 4 because, again, the chapters were too damn long. Do you remember that song? The rent is too damn high. Shmoyo Brothers turned that guy's speech into a song. The rent is too damn high. I feel like I should make a song saying the chapters were too damn long, because they were. Like, they're too long. Like, come on now. Like, I think, again, one of these chapters was probably like 100 pages, and it's such a short book as well. But nevertheless, it was amazing. It was really good. I don't know if it would be a reread, maybe, but I highly recommend this for anybody who's looking for if you love sci-fi, really disturbing, a book like that you're never going to read, like, ever. Just very unique, one of a kind. Highly recommend it. So next up we have Rose Water by Liv Little, and this was just a really nice palette cleanser after reading this one. Yeah, so I picked this up as this was recommended for people who love For Such a Fun Age and Queenie, as I love both of those books, so I thought I would pick up a copy of this. So we follow Elsie, who is from London. She's kind of an F girl. She's a little down on her luck as she's evicted from her social housing, and she turns to her childhood friend who she's fallen out with, Juliet, to try and help her navigate this really hard, toxic time that she's going through. So yeah, I really love this book. It's a really nice book about friendship, queer love, very much coming of age, you know, like, yeah, navigating hardships and going through a lot. There's some really beautiful poetry in this. I'm not a huge poetry lover, but I can appreciate it. And yeah, there's some beautiful poetry in this. There was some sadness in it as well, but yeah, I thought it was really good. Someone said on the back here, this is a modern Black British love story that will become a future classic, and I very much agree with that. I love that it's set in London, loved the characters as well, and the friendship between Juliet and Elsie. Yeah, it's just kind of nice seeing like a girl who's an F girl as well. I thought that was really cool. And I loved Elsie's nan in this as well. I thought she was a very amazing character. So yeah, I gave this a 4 stars. I would highly recommend this one as well. Yeah, not really much else to say. I thought it was really funny as well in some places. It's just a really nice palette cleanser to read. So yeah, highly recommend this one. Right, next up is Boy Parts. Oh boy. Whew. So yeah, this is Boy Parts by Eliza Clark, and a lot of you guys recommended this. I've seen this around so many times, and whew, I was in the mood to read something shocking, something jaw-dropping, something sick and twisted, and I got this in one book alone. This was mad. This was like the female version of American Psycho. This was just some very if you've watched Don't F With Cats, kind of that sort of, yeah, very, 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 very sick and like unexpected. She is a very unlikable character, of course, and I hate unlikable characters, but I'm not gonna lie, that's what really made me love this book so much, and I gave it a 4 stars. So yeah, we follow Irina, who's a photographer in Newcastle, and she takes questionable photos of men, shall we say. I'll leave it as that. She is very snobby, she's very uptight, she's one of those girls that very much looks down on people who, you know, are just quite normal, and you know, she's just very like, she thinks she's, you know, one of those kind of artists who are like, oh, florals in spring, how groundbreaking, very Miranda Priestley, like, do you know what I mean? Thinks she's this kind of like original girl sort of thing. But yeah, this was very, very, very dark, very comes under the category of weird books, totally. But yeah, I really wanted to read something shocking, and I definitely got this. This is, I was gonna say, I was like, this might not be for the faint hearted, but I think it's all right. I mean, if you don't like disgusting things, I probably wouldn't recommend it. Hang on, I've just underlined something here. Hold on. I don't know if this is a spoiler. One sec. I watch the young white people dance badly to the bloated old racist music while I wait to get served. This is a white as F club, and like, I know I'm white, but there's just a lot of white peopling in a very small area. Like, it's just some very, very densely packed mayo, you know? Densely packed mayo, jiggling about, doesn't know what to do with its arms, doesn't know what to do with its feet, undulating loosely, barely in time to the rhythm. I thought that was so funny. Yeah, it's just like, I shouldn't really be laughing at that, but I thought that was really funny. But yeah, I highly recommend it. I don't know why I didn't give it 5 stars, to be honest. I don't know, I might actually give it 4.5. Just reading that line, that's just like made me remember why I really like this book. So yeah, highly recommend this one. Okay, I think I had a DNF in between those, so I'll just go through that quickly. So I'm really disappointed I DNF'd this. So this is Allow Me to Introduce Myself by Anya Nabunelli. I really like the concept of this. So this was about, I haven't written any notes about this, so this is just from the top of my head. So this follows a girl who has basically been monetized from the day she was born to like her teenage years, from her, she's a black girl, and this is from her, monetized from her white stepmom. All her life was documented online, like, her, you know, her stepmom has made so much money from her. And yeah, I think now she's like trying to like gain some control back. She's very much like, I think she was like an alcoholic and just really like had a really messy life. I didn't get that far into it, if I'm honest with you. Let me see, hold on. Oh, the bookmarks here. I got to like chapter 3. So I really didn't get far. You know what? I probably will pick it back up again. So I really do want to read it. And I am sending this to my friend. It's actually packed down there. It's been packed down there since July. And I still haven't managed to send it to her yet. So I got 2 copies from the publisher. I really do want to read it because the concept sounds so amazing. I think what it was for me, I just didn't really like the writing style of the book, if I'm honest with you. Like a lot of, yeah... I think I want to try it again. I don't know if I was in the right mindset. So I think I will try this again. I did mention this a lot in my, I can't remember what video it was, I'll link it. You know, I really love the topics that we're having now about, you know, child consent and parents who aren't giving their children consent and documenting them and monetizing their lives online. These child vloggers, these family vloggers. I know Demi Lovato did a really good documentary, which is on Disney Plus. In the States, I don't know if it's Hulu, about, it's called Child Star. I just watched that a couple of weeks ago and I thought it was really fascinating, you know, just about how, wow, like these children just are really going through it, like just really going through it. You know, a lot of them aren't protected in terms of by the time they turn 18, they don't have any money, like their parents have taken their money. Just, yeah, I thought it was really interesting, but this is a different take because, you know, I thought it was interesting that the stepmom is white and the child is black. So I thought, you know, there's some questionable things there. So especially not that that's anything's wrong with that. Just with the character in the book, you'll see why it's a little odd. So yeah, I did have to DNF it because I just wasn't getting on with it. But I will probably pick it back up again. I just love the cover as well. It's absolutely stunning and this looks amazing on the bookshelf. So yeah, it's a DNF for now, but I will return to it. And finally, we've got Girl in Pieces by Kathleen Glasgow, and I gave this a 4 stars as well. So a lot of 4 and 5 stars in this wrap up. Yeah, I thought this was really good. This was another book I kept seeing online. It was being recommended. I saw a lot of things about it, so I really wanted to pick it up. And yeah, I just felt like reading something emotional, something deep and heavy at the time. So this is a book following a 17-year-old Charlotte who is in a clinic after going through a very devastating, traumatic experience. And yeah, I thought this was really heavy. This talks about, you know, battling. We've got some characters that battle addiction, self-harm mainly. So yeah, maybe check the trigger warnings if any of these things are sensitive to you. Yeah, what I really liked about this is that we deal with some very flawed characters. There's a lot of self-sabotage in this, as what happens when you have mental health illnesses, unfortunately. There wasn't a huge plot in this book, which is why I gave it 4 stars, but I thought this is a very unique way of writing. I thought the portrayal, like the mental health portrayal, was really good. And this has made me want to read a lot more from Kathleen Glasgow. I know that she has a few books out, so and one recently that just came out. So I, yeah, definitely want to get the full collection of her work, as I really enjoyed this. I think this actually might be YA. Oh yeah, some of them on the back. How to Make Friends with the Dark and You'd Be Home Now. And I think there's another one, something glass, I want to say. I really did enjoy this book. I did think it kind of stopped a little abruptly. I did want a little bit more, but overall, yeah, I thought it was a really good book. I remember actually reading this on the train, and I remember hearing a girl, I did have my headphones in, but I still heard her, and she was like, oh my God, I've read that book and it's so good. So yeah, that was quite good. So yeah, so that is my stack. I'm currently reading 2 books at the moment. I'm reading More Perfect by Temio, which is a sci-fi dystopian kind of thriller book, which is really good. And I've currently started Daisy Hates. So I'm doing that as a buddy read with Deb, as I do want to continue with the Magnolia Park series, the universe. So we're doing that as buddy read. So I'm only a couple of pages in at the moment and I'm really enjoying it so far. So, and yeah, same with Temio. It's just a little bit slow in paces, but there's a lot of action. But yeah, I'll cover that in my next wrap up. So yeah, that is it. I hope you guys are well, and thank you so much for watching. Thank you so much for sticking around as well, even when I haven't been uploading for the last couple of months. Thank you for bearing with me on this little unintentional break that I've had. I don't know if I will resume with videos regularly, but just as and when I can, I will pop up and say hello. Yeah, that's it. Thanks so much for watching, and I will speak to you in the next one.